Because now here I go. But we have no video, baby, of you. I've got voice, no video.
I don't know.
There you go.
Okay.
What did you do?
I don't know.
Okay. Hey, y'all. Hey. So we're doing this so that we don't look like buffoons in front of the next guest. Okay. Away. You still there? Okay. So we're trying to something new. And Laura, you just might win something because you are the first guest on our first ever YouTube appearance. So this is our first ever YouTube appearance. So we're trying to, oh, and that's the problem because you're on my phone and I still was talking to you there. That's why we couldn't get no video. You can't do two things at one time. We gonna get it, y'all. So because in our effort to be the bestest, we have to stream to some more places and with some more people. So we're trying to get that together and we're trying. That's all I can say, really. We're trying. It's because it's a whole situation. And then we had to have something to talk about since it is a YouTube thing, right? We just can't be out here doing nothing. Let's see if the comments are going to show up, like, because we're trying to make sure everything works. And that's the hard part, trying to make sure everything works. We got 8 viewers. I don't know who they are because it won't let me see them. See, we couldn't figure out how to use the camera. It was going black. Things that we have to know. You can't talk on the phone and video at the same time. Just like we know when we are trying to see, there we go again. Somebody else trying to. It's like as soon as I go live, somebody want to talk to me. What are you doing, Jess? Because you're all in your official stuff. I have no sound. I can't hear you. You can hear me? I can't hear you. Come out. I'm going to bring you out and bring you back in. See, these are the kind of things that we need to know. There you go. Your mute's off now. Can they hear me? Can you hear me? I'm going to remove you and put you back in. Okay. And this is the reason that we have to do this so that we can have it all right for the next time, right? This is, these are the test runs. Because now we can't figure out why I can't hear Jess. So let me add her back and see whether or not she's going to come back. Hello? Still can't hear you. Come all the way out. Like delete yourself from the stream and then just come back just like with a whole new thing. No, I mean like delete it, come out entirely, and then come all the way back to you to the StreamYard. Okay. So wait a minute, it says we're live and then we're not. Now I don't see anybody. Does anybody hear me and see me? We're doing this so that we don't. Okay. So okay. Hey Derek, hey. Thank you so much. We're trying to get this together because we got to be ready for our next guest. Got some new folks that are coming on the line with us. Let's see if we can hear Jess this time.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
There you go.
Yay. Oh, gotta love technical difficulties, but we're gonna get it. That's why we do this. So the last thing I heard, you were wondering, where am I and why am I dressed like this? For our friends and family that don't know, I am an esthetician as one of my day jobs, and you caught me on location. I'm in my treatment room, And I was doing some Japanese head spa on a client right before this. And so I'm taking a break to hang out and smell some stuff and um, test this great little software we've got so we can be all good before our next interviews.
Yeah,
And then
I mean,
bye.
we're trying to move it up. As I told the folks, we've got a YouTube channel.
Yeah,
And we finally can go live on the YouTube channel, but the olfactory outlaws can't. So I need
not
some
yet.
followers over there too.
Yes, you guys have to. We'll make a post of all the things we need you guys to do, all the places we need to like, follow, share, so that we can make sure that we can share all of our good news, and education and conversations with the latest and greatest with the masses. And the only way we do that is to grow our viewership and sponsorship and all of those things. And so you are a vital part of this process, and we thank you for your participation. 100%.
Like, we thank you even for getting on as we fumble through it. Like, I mean, Keystone Cops over here. As I've said over and over again, the biggest issue that we have is that you've got the kind of techno neo person, neophyte. Is that it? I am the worst techno person ever, but yet I'm in charge of all the technology.
Yeah.
So so as a result, that's why you have to deal with hang-ups and restarts and can't hears, because I have no clue how to fix it except for the old school way, which is turn it off and turn it back on. Okay, I don't know how to troubleshoot anything. So but you see, turn it off, turn it back on, it worked.
It did.
I just want to comment on the fact that it did work. But things that we've learned, I'm just want to comment on that. Things that we've learned as we've done this. One, when you go live, turn your phone on do not disturb, because soon as somebody called, you can't hear us or the screen goes black. And I feel like Facebook should be able to fix that. I really do. Like, that should not still be a thing, because and it's not just me. Brandy goes live a lot and she goes, "What happened?" I'm like, "Did you turn your phone to do not disturb? Did you turn your phone to do not disturb?" So that's something that we've learned. Other things we've learned: to go live in the group before talking. And the reason for that is because then, like, what happens is we just come on and start talking, and y'all miss like the first 3 or 4 minutes. So now we kind of talk to the guests in a green room. So next, I guess we're gonna have to figure out how to put like a Canva thing up. We're gonna have to put Patrick or Justin on that, because it gives us an option to have like an intro.
I saw that.
Yeah, we could like figure that out, how to do an intro, so we could be like really fancy, so y'all can know we're coming before we get there, instead of just a black screen where people are going, "Why is the screen black?" Okay. And on the YouTube, if anybody watches that, because we're going to put it up, we can actually see your comments in real time. Don't need my phone and my tablet, because that's the reason that I swear every time I see a thing, I've got a side view.
I
And that's
know, me
because
too. Every time. And I feel so bad because I just want to look at the camera so that we don't look like this, like we're not paying attention. We really are. But when you see us looking like this, it's because we're trying to read and pan through all your comments so that we don't miss, your questions, your comments, things that you want to know. We want to call you out and all of that. But it's in our current state, we've had problems. So if you ever
I
wonder
mean, but
why,
all the time. So what's really funny is the imitators will have to figure this out too. So that's going to be really interesting.
yeah.
That's going to be really interesting. By the time they figure out how to imitate us, we'll have this like so fancy, they won't be able to keep up. But anyway, so we had to have something to talk about that had to be perfume related, right? So we can't just like have our first ever YouTube, even though it's really just about us trying to make sure we know how this works. Something. And near a guy and his two fabulous guys. Anybody ever go there, make sure you see Jefferson. Jefferson is the Asian young man. I don't know what nationality he is. I just know that he's Asian. And he's always got fabulous Asian perfumery. He's all about it. He's all like, that's who brought Danam to perfumology. He introduced me to actual Chinese perfume the other day. A whole Chinese brand. I'm actually going to put it up, and it was fabulous. And but the tariffs hit 118%, and so now they can't afford to bring the Chinese house here, and that would have been the first sales outside of the Chinese market.
Oh,
So
wow.
that was going to be a big deal, and there you go, daggone tariffs. Now we can't have smelly water from China.
I'm sure we'll get it all figured out at some point.
They are, he had 3 of them, of the line of 8, 3 of them, and they are bona fide tea scents. Like, but think Chinese tea that you go, like when you like real herbalicious with notes above it. So what was interesting was he introduced me to what was considered the most popular there. I did not like that. One specifically because it smelled like the relaxation and calm of drinking jasmine tea.
Oh.
Yes, that's what it smelled like. You smelled all of the tea leaves, all of the jasmine, and not the jasmine that sets my sinuses on fire. Truly jasmine tea, and I think that people really appreciate it. I think that people
that
really
sounds like something I could wear in the treatment room.
Yes, Derek. No, we don't. We don't have to have a phone for the lives anymore. We're so beyond that. We only do those when it's like just us talking to each other. But again, we're trying to expand, so we can do YouTube. And next up, we're gonna do an Instagram live, y'all. We trying. Okay.
After that, TikTok.
Whoo, child. And that's why I need followers on TikTok, because Jess is nowhere near close, and I'm still 150 people away from being able to go live. So somebody's got to get to that 1,000 to be able to go live. So we about to have a contest to get me to 1,000 so we can go live. We're gonna have to do something. Okay?
Yeah, we'll have to do a giveaway for everybody. We'll get the Old Factory Outlaws and Philly Diva Lawyer. We'll get them all to 1,000. Easy.
Well, come on, Derek. Anytime you do something well, somebody else tries to do it. You know that. Of course, we've got imitators. Anytime you do something well, somebody tried to do it. But the important thing is that we have to stay the apple of this here, these live video interviews. And when I say the apple, and I say that just for this, I don't care if you think that Samsung is the better phone and to go get Samsung. I never hear this though. When I hear anybody talking about a phone, whenever I hear somebody talking about a phone and they talking about, you know what they tell me? You want to know what they tell me, Jess?
What?
It's just as good as your iPhone. So therefore, you need to be the standard bearer. You might even be better than us at some point. But when people see these interviews, they need to think of us just as good as Aroma Affair, even though we know they're not going to be. Okay? Look at this. We got 6 people watching on YouTube, y'all. We're excited.
That's exciting.
On our YouTube live. So what we're going to be doing over on YouTube, that's why I said we're going to do a sniff and some updates. So we're doing the updates and then we'll get to the sniff. So what's going to happen on the YouTube live, we're moving all of our old interviews over there. So they'll be archived. So that's 1. 2, we're going to do some shorts, which is just some clips out of the interviews. So you can, like those, share those, refer back to them. And that's also where we're going to put our information when we really start talking just ourselves about fragrance and notes and possible things that they're like, or even things that you might want to refer to and, to buy. So our links are going to be there on YouTube, availability to buy, because there's a website coming to a computer near you too. I mean, we've been doing it behind the scenes, but y'all know the other thing is, y'all know this stuff ain't cheap, yo. It's not.
No, definitely not.
It is not. Every time we turn around, there's something to pay for besides perfume, right? And the perfume is not cheap. So, So that's what we're doing as far as the growth. And like Jess just said, we need your help because we need to grow more because there's two specific perfumers that we're really really interested in chasing down, and the bigger our following, the more happily they will get caught.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best I can say. The
True.
bigger our, um however, we are never going to leave our indie artisan perfumers alone. There was a time when literally Black Cliff was out the trunk of a car. Um, Niall just told you that he was just making perfume for his friends, which is why we're very excited to see like where Natif Perfumes goes, because he is where basically Niles was 4 years ago.
Right.
Literally, just the conversation that we had with Niles was should have been very inspiring for any up and comer perfumer. I know that Katie sent me her fabulous soaps, and I think she makes oil too. I mean, you could be the next brown sugar babe. So we Katie, we need to have a conversation, girl. You got to tell us what you got out there. So those are the excitements on that end.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we have the fabulous, fabulous duo that is the Olfactory Outlaws, who are trying to just like find you the latest, greatest, most obscure from the ends of the earth fragrance that they can find. Like they told you about some new houses the other day, and I am trying to explain how they need to get one here ASAP. And I'm really excited to explore more of Regalian.
Yes, I love that line. It's
Uh,
one of my favorites for sure.
Yes, I mean they sent all 22 references, and I mean the level of we were smelling and smelling and smelling was definitely a thing. Like, and I mean, and enjoyed them so much, um, and cannot wait for the is it piccolo? What is it? The
I
Mandarin.
really,
I'm sorry.
I pick a really.
That's it. I pick a really. I think they're going to explore some more from that line because that was real pina colada, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That was
And their
real pina
jazz
colada.
milk is so great too.
The what?
The jazz milk.
Well, you know,
I know. I know. But for other people, it's just phenomenal. And so,
and that's been also very interesting. Is to explore fragrances for other people. It is so funny that when I have conversations with Jess, she's just always like, "Oh no, no, no." When a fragrance comes in, that literally they'll be like, "Oh no, this is for Danielle." This is for Danielle. Or, I can see Katie Bowman like, "Oh, I think Chrissy needs this." You guys just don't know how much on your minds they are all the time. It's really amazing. It's definitely a thing. And now I'm learning more about your personalities and how to match some notes. I never thought I'd be able to do that. And I've expanded my palette as well because of it. Speaking of expanded palettes, now we can talk about Juicebox.
yes, well, let's talk about
Yeah.
it.
Yes, and the reason I said expanded palettes is because y'all know it's another banana scent, and y'all know how I feel about banana. So counterplay, banana scent, that surprised me. That surprised me. And I will have to say that Sisters Before Misters is going to be another one of those scents. She's a crowd pleaser. She's an easy reach, and she's fun, just like the Spice Girls. Anybody, from my generation, because y'all know I'm old, but anybody who was actually out here want to be back in the 90s is definitely going to want to be in some Sisters Before Misters.
So tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
Yeah, tell me. And apparently, what you really, really want is to smell fruity and fun. I mean, so first, I'm gonna tell you how I got my nose on it, and then we'll
Wait,
talk
I
about.
gotta ask first.
Mhm.
Out of all the Spice Girls, do you think this one is a true compilation of all of them, or do you think that it's patterned after one specifically more than the other? Like, what would you think?
Okay. So about as much as I know about the Spice Girls is tell me what you want, what you really want. And I'm gonna just tell you the truth. Like I only know the drama about Mel B and Eddie Murphy. Okay. And then Victoria
Okay.
Beckham later becoming more posh than the rest of them, but I was not uh following their love life and what they were trying to do and their personalities. I just wanted to be. That was it. I want to be.
Okay.
Like that was the extent of me. So I can't tell you like what their vibes were.
Okay.
I can only tell you like who dressed like what. But what I can say is the sophistication of Posh Spice, right? I
Mm-hmm.
would say that's down in that Oris note, which really, really is the reason I think I can deal with the banana
Okay.
because the sorry y'all, is trying to thunderstorm here, and my Wi-Fi is not the best right now. So now I know that. There you go. My Wi-Fi is all the way up. So I think that is what calmed that down for me because again, y'all know I'm scared of those notes now because I'm a nerd and y'all just don't know how much of a nerd I am. Danielle actually made notes because that's how much of a nerd I am. Okay, and I did a an hour for hour wear over 6 hours. So let me pull my notes up because we done went through this so many times. Hold on, where's his Word document? Hold on. So how I got my nose on it was y'all know that I fake think I live. That I work for perfumology. Y'all may not know that I am just a perfumology ambassador. It's not that I say I work there. It's um when you come across a business that you admire, you want to share it. It's just like when I first met Jess and really enjoyed what she was doing and how she matched me with some things that I would never tried and gave me access. I told everybody about it. That's just who I am. And I'm not a gatekeeper. Some people are gatekeepers. I am not that. Like some people are, they really are. And y'all know some people are like, well, I found something and you can never know what I found because I'm the greatest and I'm the best. And um, that's never who I am. That's never who I'm going to be. Hey, Justin, I see you out there. That's what I was looking at to see who was watching now. So, oops, sorry. To see who was watching now. And Justin, Derek said he looked at getting some Sister Before Misters, but the scent didn't interest you. Derek, this is what we're talking about. It's not always about you, Derek. Sometimes you got to go what the people want, Derek. But anyway, our admin Kevin Williams beat you to it. So there's also that. And, going on. So I like to go and hang out at Perfumology. That's the point. And I really want people to go to Perfumology because he gives a great experience. And so the first time that Jess came to Philadelphia, first thing we got to go to Perfumology.
Mm-hmm.
And I was nervous about it, y'all. It's like introducing your friend to the man that you didn't hyped up. Like, you know how you get a new man and you done told your girlfriend, oh my God, this man's so great. You got to meet him. And then he's like an asshole. Like you're worried that like the whole time you're nervous, like, is he going to just be, a butthole to her? So I was so nervous, like, oh my God, I done hyped this up. They probably done smelled all this stuff before. There's probably nothing in this store that's like new and exciting. Meanwhile, what was your experience?
I mean, I walked in and the way it was laid out, it was so aesthetically pleasing. And it made sense with the way they had their brands, and the way it was all categorized. And every different shelf had something else to offer. And there was a lot of houses that we were familiar with, but there was so many that we hadn't heard from. And so I immediately was drawn to the Black Cliff display, which if you've ever seen it in person, you understand why. And I hadn't been able to smell those before. And so that was my introduction. And I got lost smelling all of that. And then, like Sarah Baker, I hadn't been able to smell a lot of her stuff and got to do that. And so there was just line after line that I just, was able to really, really immerse in. The fragrance, but then the true experience was talking to Near and
Mhm.
getting to the perfumology exclusive line of their own and hearing him passionately talk about their fragrances and their family stories and just all of that, and to have such a up close personal in your face experience where there's nobody else in the store and you truly are the center of their world for the time. There's just not much that you can um equate to that. And so it was a wonderful experience, and it was the beginning of what has transpired into such a beautiful relationship. And I consider Near a friend, and I wouldn't have had that without Danielle's influence and taking us there. And you just never know. I guess that's the point of everything that we're doing, and this is what we want to bring to the masses, right? You never know who's going to come in your life when. And this crazy, awesome, beautiful thing called Fragcom. And, like, I just never
Mhm.
ever thought in a million years that fragrance would open so many doors, personally, professionally. Um, and it really, it's walking through those doors has been great. And so we want to expand that experience and bring it to you guys in your living rooms. And that means bringing, brands and perfumers and shop owners. And so maybe you live in the middle of nowhere and you can't smell things, we can at least bring these people to your living room. You can figure out what you want to, you know, what you want to explore, and we can help you do that. And that's the goal. That's what we're doing. That's our mission statement, if you will, is to have an aroma affair and make this feel like a family and bring people into the circle and watch the circle just grow and grow and grow.
So I became familiar with perfumology apparently when it was still in the mall. That's the craziness. In all of our conversations, I actually knew the store when it was in the mall when he was selling more mainstream and designer stuff. Right. And
Mm.
I never, like, I remember it and I didn't really shop there because it was mainstream and designer stuff. And when it's mainstream and designer stuff, like, Danielle, especially when Lord and Taylor was still open, because they were selling stuff that Lord and Taylor sold. And, I always had a discount of friends and family, something, a hookup at Lord and Taylor, my favorite store. Y'all don't know that, but that was my favorite, absolute favorite retail store, with Nordstrom being second. Do you even know what Lord and Taylor is down there, Jess?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know if they had them down there. I have no clue. So I didn't really shop there. And his store was literally right next to Lord and Taylor. So I used to walk past it all the time, but I had no idea that this iteration was the same perfumology. I just thought it was like, mall perfumology, and this is niche boutique perfumology. I never knew it was the same. Until he started talking about the kiosk, and I was like, wait a minute, I remember that remodel, and I remember when they got put there, and that's how you put two and two together. But in the interim, perfumology has moved into what we call Old City in Philadelphia, or Society Hill, which is the area right up around Independence Mall, where the Declaration of Independence and the Constitutional Congress was held. So what is also there is the federal courthouse 2 blocks away. So I'm always there, and you kind of just walk the neighborhood. There's a cute little coffee house that I would go to, and they didn't, they'd let me use their Wi-Fi and sit there, and I would just walk into perfumology because really I'm sitting there waiting on a jury, and stressed out. And so when I'm stressed out, guess what I like to do?
Sniff
Go
some
shop.
perfume.
No, go shopping. Sniffing perfume was what I was shopping for because that was the closest store, right? It wasn't, we were too far from like Wanamaker's and Macy's, too far, because when they do a court call, you only got so much time before you got to be back in court. And so it's like, I'm just going to hang out in here. So I got to know the folks at Perfumology. And over the last year, have really, really gotten to know them, mostly because of you guys, right? So as I'm trying to source things or we start talking about things, like Perfumology always has it. And even if they are not going to sell it, because Near is apparently a rock star in perfume boutiques, y'all. I like no clue. We've gone to a couple of different boutiques and they're like, Near, you know Near. And we're like, kinda like, like, you
True.
know Near. I'm like, wow. Like, because he's so, and the reason that you're like that is because he is the friendliest, most unassuming dude ever. He is so
Mhm.
self-deprecating and he just loves fragrance. Period. So it's not like a you're coming to my perfume store, you know, with all these ridiculous things. But it's not, and it's so funny because he sells the same thing that they do at Neiman Marcus without all the attitude from Neiman Marcus. You go to Neiman Marcus, they're like, oh, do you want to see this Bodicea? Let me get it for you from behind the counter, and here's your one spray. You go over there with Near, oh, you want to see this Bodicea? You want a sample? You're like,
Correct.
oh, that's enough, Near. That's enough. So same thing. He carries Jusbox. But and I was gonna say, so even when he doesn't have it though, the houses are always sending it because they're trying to get into the store because it's such a well-known store. So I've gotten to smell quite a few things that they do not carry, but I'm not going to talk about those. But he's opened my eyes to several different other frags because as he'll tell you, he did tell you, he wishes he could carry more. You know, he's got almost 400 references in that store. He's like, I need to be a block long for every place that I want to have.
Right.
So it just, doesn't work out that way. But Jusbox is a brand that they carry and they always carry. So I'm standing there, and of course, I think it was Jefferson goes, "Did you smell this? Look what I got. Did you smell this?" So I'm like, okay, let me get my nose on it. And now this is important because I was perfume shopping with Donna, who on Friday purchased her very first full bottle of perfume.
Whoop, whoop.
The first one. I said, well, how you? She said, well, all the fragrance that she had when she was younger was gifted, and all the niche fragrance she stole from me. So there you go. That's where all of her fragrance has come from. Like, and Donna and I have been friends now for 14 years. We learned this is our 15th year of friendship. So I've been supplying her with niche fragrance for 15 years. And Donna's on now, as a matter of fact. Isn't that crazy?
Hey, Donna.
Isn't that crazy though? That's so crazy.
That is crazy.
And but she's been sniffing for a while, and she kept coming back, and she kept coming back, and she kept coming back to Decadent Memories.
Mm-hmm. Such a
That
fantastic scent.
and she's like, look, I have to have it, and her only concern was, well, can I still wear it in springtime? And I'm like, you can do whatever you want. It's your fragrance.
Sure.
It's your fragrance. Now, when people say, oh, I can't wear this for that, I said that's because of maybe how their body chemistry reacts to it, how they feel about it in the heat. Because sometimes fragrance, I choke myself out my own fragrance. Like I do, like, oh my God. So I think that's where that comes from. Hold on, they're asking me because we should be able to see our YouTube comments, and we're not. Hey, Angelica, I know. So now you know where I am because she was trying to call me and getting ignored. Oh, but she says, Donna said, let you know that she's still going to be stealing from me because I'm her pusher.
Well, she needs to let me know how her first mystery set went. I'm excited to have a feedback session.
So she said, why they tape it up all like that? I want to like just go sniff it. I said, well, what you do is what I do. You got to get it because I can't even, my fingernails too long. So I have to get it and then pull out my tweezers so I can unwrap all of the tape around them. Step one. Step two is then I sit down, I put them all together, sit down with my tester strips and sniff them. So it's like a whole thing. Like, so first I'll just take the tape off and let them sit. Then I will go back and sniff them. So there you go. Tips from a pro, Donna. So we get the Sisters Before Misters out. I think Jefferson was the one that brought it over to me. And then Brian, he was doing something. He comes over and I had not sniffed it yet. He was like, we got a new juice box. I'm like, so Jefferson's getting it for me. Jefferson's getting it for me. So they pulled it out, and she is a wannabe. That's what she is. I'm gonna say that. she wants to be fruity. She wants to be fun. She wants to be girly. I'm definitely going to say girly. She wants to be playful. She's all of those things. And I think you can wear it in any environment that you want to wear it. This is not a fragrance that I'm like, oh, it's definitely brunch. It's definitely, girls hanging. It's definitely date night. This fragrance really could be any of those.
Okay.
And it really could be any of those. And I think actually of my like fruity summer fragrances, I think this is going to be one of the most easily layerable. And I think that is because like it's such a musky like amber dry down. So like whereas usually it's like the summer scents, there's a lot of musk and a lot of vanilla, but I haven't gotten a lot of woods. Like you'll see like the like Gaiac. Is that how you say it? Gaiac wood?
Guaiac wood.
Guaiac wood. Like we've seen that in a couple of the fragrances. I think we saw that. What's that fragrance we were just talking about?
Was that in guava?
Yeah, I think so. I'm like, we were just talking about, so it was yesterday or Friday. So, but that's not, guaiac wood is not something that is familiar to you. Like you might just smell it, but you wouldn't know what that is. Very different than like the barrels, like let's say in like Sense of Wood, you definitely know they're deep, dark barrels. Or if you think about like, the Savant by Chris Collins, that there's wood there, or but this has that amber and like musky dry down without the vanilla to make it sweet, which is why I think that it's going to be something that you could wear more. And it's all the way at the base that the milk note is more so. Like, and I say that because the milk notes on these fragrances like Dama Bianca and Blanche Bet have been so far up on the pyramid that you immediately get them. I didn't even know that this was supposed to be lactonic until probably hour 3. I didn't start pulling that until it started to become more akin to my skin. And then I smelled like amber and like, sandalwood. And that's what, so, and then I got out and I also had him having it later. We had gone to Sephora that day and bought new hand cream from Josie Moran. And it's a sandalwood hand cream on shea butter. And I think that's actually why I started to smell the woodiness more of the Sister Before Mister.
Okay.
Like I said, I think that the orris note calmed that banana that I don't really like down. I was surprised that there was strawberry in it. I thought it was more like the red berries and currant. Because it was really sweeter. Like strawberry, especially in a lot of these fragrances, strawberry comes off so syrupy, superficial. You know what I'm talking about?
A lot of synthetic and screechy a lot of times.
Yeah, so I was surprised at that. But this wasn't that. That's why I thought they were red berries. I thought it was berries. I didn't think it was strawberries per se. I thought it was just one of them. You know how they had a berry note and it's just literally a note, like, and it's whatever they need to put in it to make the fragrance go where they need it to go. So I was surprised at that. So maybe the way they mixed the black currant and the strawberry together gave it a different note.
Okay.
But that's what I really got from that. There's some kind of citrus in it, but I didn't pull that on my skin ever.
Okay.
I did not pull what is it? Is lime. That's what it is, lime. I didn't pull that at all. I didn't pull any of the lime at all. And she was only slightly floral. Meaning, and when I say floral, that's what made it probably the girliest for me. I feel like it was very feminine leaning.
Okay.
I think it would be a special dude that would be like, I'm gonna go wear this. I'm gonna
trendy.
You know what? You're right. No, you're right. You're right. He won't care. He absolutely won't care. Especially like I said, because the sandalwood and musk is going to, take it on down there. It's just that it was so fruit in your face. Like it was like, here, take this fruit. Take this fruit. um, but that's what it was. And I mean, and she was like, like spicy like the Spice Girls. I don't know
Well,
what made
I gotta get
spicy,
my
but it
I
wasn't
gotta
like
get my nose on
peppery.
it.
Huh?
I gotta get my nose on it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Admin Kevin Williams has a pre-order open on it,
Yeah.
and I think Harneet has a split open on it. I think I have to look and see. I think Harneet has a split open on it, and Kevin has a pre-order open on it, and they both give really great prices. Kevin always gives a great price on a bottle, but that's also because they're not coming to the U.S. directly,
Mhm.
so that's always a benefit for us. Um, and it's a brand that he works with all the time, so he expects to have his bottles in hand inside of 2 weeks. He said,
That's awesome.
because I think the release date is like May 5th or something. I think maybe it is, or May the 4th. Is it the 4th be with you? Is that the date?
Mhm.
May the
Well,
4th be with you. Force. I'm just saying. I think
yeah.
he told it's like, so he said he expects to have the bottles in hand because he did his pre-order 2 weeks ago immediately, so he can have it here at opening. So I'm looking forward to that as well. What you got on the pre-order and upcoming releases front?
Oh, I'm looking at getting the new release for RDZ. There's a new one called Tano. Um, yeah,
Well,
it's
you
a.
know how I feel about RDZ. Do you know
I
I have
know.
not worn my actual crash box? I just finished up my 10 ml that I had. I guess
Okay.
I can actually spray my contraband because I got one of the last ones before they changed the box. That's all.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so they're releasing a new fragrance, so getting that one. And
They're
then they
releasing. Do we know anything about notes?
not enough to talk about intelligently right now.
Oh,
Um
but wait, but he'll be able to talk to us about it.
yes, maybe he will talk about it in his upcoming interview.
Okay.
Let's see what else I have coming. We're gonna explore more of the Supers Budapest line,
Which one
and
was that?
that's the one that came out with the flamingo fizz and the Abu Dhabi that we smelled the other night.
Because I'm
There's a
very excited to get my strawberry fizz. You did order it, right? I'm sorry.
flamingo fizz. I have not ordered it yet, but yeah. And then we have a ton of Jacent samples to go through, and I'm looking at possibly bringing in Jacent to share with everyone. Um,
Yes. You guys, that was the most surprising house for at least me, and I think it was also Justin discussed this later.
mhm.
I think it was only Sharva who wasn't that impressed. But myself and Jess and Justin were beyond impressed with that house.
Yeah.
You get all of the Japanese technology in that
Mhm.
house. That's what I'm going to say. It's technology, especially when they tell you the notes versus what they smell like. They smell like the name, but the notes don't look like they're going to smell like that, if that makes any sense.
Right. And then Lorenzo, he debuted 5 new scents at Exxon's, and
I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
so we'll have those. And I mean, you already have pink milk. I have pink milk. I'm just waiting for the day that we decide we're going to wear it together and tell the world.
I
Um,
know, right?
I thought we would do that on Friday, and Friday came and went. So we'll have to pick a day this week where we
Well,
both
no,
wear
what
it.
happened was we did the unveil with
Right.
Niall. So our plan was that we were going to do this great thing, and that didn't work out because clearly stuff don't be working out. And now we have 8 people watching on YouTube. But
Woohoo.
we look at us, but we can't now. And I think it's our folks, but we're supposed to be able to get the comments here, and it's not showing up. So we have to figure out what's going on with that because I might not have the YouTube set up correctly yet. But like I said, this is why we're doing this because we want to be
Mhm.
ready for our next ones.
Yep. So Yeah, lots of things on the horizon, just trying to figure out what people want, what people need, and so that's helpful too. So for those that are watching, if you want to see a house being offered, like I'm starting to get messages in my inbox every night, like, hey, I really want this brand. I don't see anyone in the US carrying it. Can you get it? If you guys have brands that you're looking for or specific references and stuff, one of the concierge services that we offer is we will try to hunt down those hard to find fragrances. And we have, connections all over, and we're going to utilize those to try to find what you want. So if you are interested in something, you heard about something, and you don't know who can get it for you, let us know and we'll do our best.
Can you still hear me, Jess?
Yep, I just can't see you.
Okay, because we just froze again. And again, we got to figure out why that is. But in any case, and it won't let me remove you and add you back. So look at that.
Okay. Well, we've been on for 46 minutes, and so we
Yeah.
should probably let people have their day back. But
Yes,
we will
absolutely. Because
test
we
it.
weren't even supposed to be on this long. It was literally just to see if we could get this thing to working.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're literally like, I have to go back to work. So there you go.
All right.
Facebook and Instagram and StreamYard all new. Thank you guys.
Bye, everyone.